Hello students, how are you all? Hope doing well. And unexpectedly, again, we need to go back to the old fashion of understanding information, that is by through videos. Now, today I am going to start the fourth unit of your marketing management paper, which is nothing but the consumer markets. So before that, in the third unit, we came to know what do you mean by marketing program and what are the what you called various stages of a new product development, the PLC, product life cycle, and so many other concepts we learned. And today we go for understanding the small chapter, fourth unit, which is nothing but the consumer markets. What do you mean by consumer markets? Before that, who is a consumer? As you know very well, the consumer is the person, the organization which actually consumes the purchased product or the services. Generally, we can speak of the consumer like that. But by the words of Alan D, a consumer is a person who desires, needs and requirement marketing components in their capacity as a buyer. So like that also you can define the consumer. Then what do you know consumer markets? In the consumer markets, you find the consumer who makes a decision about the product, who select the kind of services for the want of what called fulfilling their desires, needs, motivations, all these things we are going to discuss. So before understanding all these things, we have to start the learning of the consumer market by wonderful definition, what to call that, the consumer behavior. What is a consumer behavior? The behavior is nothing but the psychological aspect. How the consumer thinks, how the consumer makes the decision, how the consumer reacts looking at the product in the market. To have that understanding before itself is called as a consumer behavior. You will be observing when you go to a market, let us suppose that you want to book a two-wheeler, you will be wondering the kinds of models which are displaying in that particular showroom. You will be inquisitively asking various features of products, like two-wheelers would be there, four-wheelers would be there. And based on your budget, you are going to zero in to a particular product. So how actually you think, how actually you make decision, it's all comes under consumer behavior only. Whether that is a product of costly or else what you call the cheaper one, doesn't make the difference. The way you think, the way you make the decision, the way you motivate inside, all this comes under what you call consumer behavior. It's altogether a very big discipline, a separate pool of knowledge, consumer behavior. Now, in this semester one, they are just introducing what you mean by consumer behavior. So here, what is a consumer behavior? A consumer behavior is the study of how individuals or groups, don't assume that the consumer means only human beings will be there. Sometimes institutional buyers would be there. Let us suppose that MRF, Madras Rubber Factory, it's a tire manufacturing company. For them, they required rubber, they required few chemicals. Then they become consumers to that particular companies which supplies rubbers, or else what to call the chemicals. So need not assume that consumer means only a single person. Sometimes organization also becomes consumer based upon what to call the kind of raw material, whatever they required in order to produce their products. So what do you mean consumer behavior? Consumer behavior is the study of how individuals or groups buy, use and dispose of goods, services, ideas or experiences to satisfy their needs and wants. So consumer behavior is understanding needs and wants, and based upon that to have the what to call the satisfaction. So before going to understand how the consumer behaves, how the consumer thinks, understand, generally organizations are going to have, companies are going to have 7 O's framework for understanding the consumer behavior. Based upon that, they are going to make various kinds of strategies. Based upon that, they are going to improve their sales. 7 O's. What are those? The first one, occupants, objects, objectives, organization, occasions, outlets, operations. So each word is starting by O. So how many O's you get here? 7 O's, like occupants, objects, objectives, organization, occasions, outlets, operations. Who is the customer? What does the consumer going to buy? Why did they buy? Who participate in the process? When did they buy? Where do they buy? How did they buy? All this information the companies will have beforehand. They are going to start any advertising campaign. So based upon that only what will be there, they are going to have the strategies in order to improve their sales. Okay, so let us see here. Now see here the first O. So here in this O, 6 W's are there, 1 H will be. That means what's and house. Now occupants of the target group. What are those? There will be demographic, geographic, psychology, behavior. So demographic means based upon the what to call the age, based upon what to call various aspects, the customers will be divided into what we called various groups. Understand? Geographic means based upon the area where they are living, like psychology and as well as the behavioral aspects will be considered. So when you are considering the first O, okay, what is that? Occupants. What is the marketing strategy is going to be? Like product, price, place, promotion for satisfying the target group. So when you are going to thinking about the first two occupants, you are going to apply all 4 P's of the marketing strategies, like product, price, place and as well as the promotion. The next one is called objects. So your objects means to consumer, buy, who want product component and competitive differentiation. So when you are thinking about the objects, so the kind of marketing strategies or ideas the company is going to follow is nothing but they will be focusing on the core product, the product with the basic features. A cell phone, the basic feature is going to be incoming and outgoing calls. Right, after that it will be having so many added advantages, like a camera would be there, video recording would be there, understand, other all kinds of features they can add. The tangible products such as quality, features, style, packaging and brand. So let us take 4-wheelers, understand. 4-wheelers most of the time are going to sell based upon the looks, the style, the color, understand. The brand name, Mercedes, Benz cars, Maruti, Suzuki, understand. These are all called brand names. And the augmented means the imagination would be there in the minds. Regarding that also the satisfaction level should be there, and as well as the kind of the services the consumers are going to be expected. And finally, competitive differentiation of the product. So these are the strategies which are going to be implemented by the XYZ companies when they are thinking of what to call the Next to O, what to call this one as the objects. Understand? The third O is the objective. So purchasing objective of the consumer for physical and psychological need, that study in physical factors, social, cultural and personality. So what are the company strategies going to be here? Promotion strategies. Through the advertisement, they can attract the customers to purchase their products. Understand? Like advertising, personal selling, public relations. We already discussed in the previous chapter. Like price strategies. Understand? Like skimming prices will be there. Okay. Next, distribution channel. How the product is going to reach to the hands of the customers. Next one, organization. So initiator, influencer, decider and buyer, user. So here the strategy of the company would be advertising, promotion, strategies to influence and as well as the organization. And occasions. So here the strategy is going to be promotion strategies relate to the occasions and outlets. Like retailers would be there, franchises would be there, wholesalers would be there. What do you call this one? This you are calling as a distribution channel. And the operations. So under operations, what are included here? Okay. The promotion strategies including advertising, personal selling, public relating and as well as the direct marketing. So these are the 7 O's. So which are going to help to the any marketer. Understand? So before increasing what to call strategies, before what to call strategies for framing the sales of the product. Okay. Till now we discussed what are the 7 O's, like occupants, objects, objectives, organization, occasions, outlets and as well as the operations. These 7 O's are going to be very, very handy for any strategies, especially marketer is concerned in order to improve the sales of the product. Okay. So we are discussing about the consumer behavior. So to understand the consumer behavior, these 7 O's framework is going to be very, very useful. After understanding what is a consumer behavior and as well as the 7 O's framework, now we are going to understand how the consumer behavior is going to be affected. What are the types of the factors? Like let us take a son is going to be affected in the decision maker by means of his parents. Friends are going to be great influencers. Brand is also going to be an influencing factor while purchasing any product. Price, distribution channel, availability, after sales services, the way it is available, understand? So all these are the various kinds of factors which affects the decision making of the consumer. Okay? So if you consider all these factors, those factors can be broadly categorized into 2 types. One is called internal factors and one more is called external factors. So one is internal factor and one more is external factors. So let us discuss what are internal factors. The internal factors are those factors which are there individually within the what we call the customer. Most of the time the controlling is going to be very, very difficult as far as the internal factors are concerned. The external factors are outside that particular consumer. The controlling of those factors is possible. As far internal factors are concerned, the division is going to be like needs, motivation, perception, learning, beliefs and as well as the attitudes. What are needs? The needs are nothing but the basic things without which you cannot live. Like a safe drinking water, a safe house, a hygienic food. These are all nothing but what? The needs. Understand? And after that, we'll discuss what do we know a motivation. So your motivation is nothing but urge to act to fulfill a goal or satisfy need or want. So motivation nothing but it's a kind of urge. Generally we thought of, we fix up, understand? Based upon that our actions would be there. So the best examples are nothing but losing a weight. In modern days it has become a societal problem. Considerable percentage of the people are suffering with obese. Do you know more body weight is there means it actually leads to so many complications like BP, sugars. The present day, modern day, people are thinking of what to call to reduce the weight. How do you motivate that? By looking at the people who are maintaining what is called slim bodies, slim looks. Understand? So losing a weight is going to be a motivation. Like having a posh bungalow in a what to call a good area, it is also going to be a motivation. So based upon the motivation, you start working on for earning, for what to call getting a right kind of job, for having that kind of knowledge, information, all these things. The next one is going to the perception. What is a perception? Ability to sense the environment and give meaning to it through the mechanism of selection or natural interpretation. So here the perception means which you are going to have the what to call information based upon the looks. I mean to say vision by touching that, sound, taste, smell through your sensory organs. Based upon the sensory organs, the information whatever provides you, which motivates you to purchase the product, to what to call influence the selection. What do you call that information? You call that perception ability. The next one is the learning. So generally learning means experience. Okay? A relatively permanent change in behavior as a result of one's experience relates to memory. Learning could be experiential based upon direct experience or conceptual based on indirect experience. Consumer learning could be based on marketing communication, seller provided information, personal word of mouth, and different ways are there. So the best example is nothing but sometimes what happens, you are going to have the decision making to purchase any product based upon what you call the experiences what other customers who are using that product. Sony televisions. Let us suppose that the customer or the consumer, whoever using that product, gives you a good opinion about the Sony televisions. And you also watches the picture in that particular Sony television. You experience this personally. You tend to purchase it. How do you get that information? Various channels are there, through the mouth or else through the communication, through what you call experiential. Is it different ways you are going to learn? Next one is the beliefs. What do you know belief? Thoughts that a person holds about something. These are subject to perception about how a person feels towards an object, person, situation. Beliefs are completely personal. Understand? On some kind of situations, few persons will have the positive impression, and sometimes some other people will have the negative impression, even in the usage of the product also. Though highly successful toothpastes are there, like Close-Up is there, and as well as Colgate is there. Both are highly successful products. Few of them believe that yes, only Colgate is going to clean the teeth properly. Same way, few people believe in that Close-Up only cleans properly. What do you call that? Strong internal influencer this one. Based upon that also, the decision making of the consumer is going to change. Attitudes, last one. A favorable or unfavorable disposition feeling towards an object, person or situation. Examples are passion for sport, a dislike for a certain actor, film actor. Understand? So this is also going to be a complete personal, kind of mindset. So these are all called various kinds of factors, internal factors like need is there, motivation is there, perception is there, learning is there, belief is there, and as well as the attitudes, which actually influences the decision making of the consumer. So what are the external factors? Culture. What is a culture? It refers to the ways of life of a people. How we are living. You take North Indians are there, South Indians are there. Cultures are different. Generally, we consume larger amounts chawal, that is white rice. North Indians consume wheat. This is called culture. Understand? If you take Europeans, they wear suits, but generally for subcontinental conditions like India, we actually feel comfortable to wear cotton clothes. Understand? So the way we lead our life is known as the culture. It is a set of socially transmitted beliefs, attitudes and norms and customs. Few kinds of rules and regulations will be framed in the societies, ages together. Understand? So what you call this one as a culture. Culture is learned from parents, teachers and society in the general. Most of the times we learn culture through our parents. So when elders comes, we need to respect them. We need to offer a chair if possibility is there. Understand? Like through the teachers also we are going to learn few kinds of things. Sometimes society itself teaches what you call various, things about the culture. Culture describes the prescribed acceptable behaviors and norms of the society. So, marketers has to understand the changes in the cultural shifts in a society in order to capture opportunity to serve them in a better manner. Any marketer must be familiar with the culture of the people they wish to sell. So remember that when a product has to be launched in a market, the culture of that particular market, what kind of people are going to purchase that product, that culture should be understood by the marketers is very, very important. That should be influenced through the advertisement. Okay, otherwise what happens, the selling of the product is going to be very, very difficult. So these are all called external factors. And one more external factor is the social class. So under social classes means you find the divisions in the society. Generally, if you go to what you call advanced nations, you find only very limited kinds of what you called classes, like upper class would be there, middle class would be there, lower class would be there. But as far as the typical conditions of India has considered, there will be so many variety kinds of social classes would be there. Okay? So what do you mean as social classes here? It is a division of the society into groups. It is also known as stratification. Stratification means making into groups based upon the regions, based upon the what you called religions, based upon the customs, based upon the education, understand, occupations, all these things. Social functions have to be performed by society for it to survive. Stratification in the world is done on the basis of education, occupation, income, economic and political station. So there are few societies are there where you can find more than 8 or 9 groups, stratas. But in general, the social classes means 3 types. One is called upper class, the middle class, lower class. So based upon this also, the consumer behavior is going to be affected. So what we learn here? The first thing, we learned about consumer behavior, and we learned about the 7 O's framework of the consumer behavior. Next, we are learning about the factors which influences the decision making process of the consumers, like internal processes are there, external factors are there. Okay. And one more factors which influences the consumer behavior comes under external factors only, which is nothing but the reference groups. So reference group is a group of people who have direct or indirect influence on the individual's behavior. Family members, best examples, like parents are there, teachers are there, siblings are there, associates are there, colleagues are there. These are all going to be reference groups. By looking at them, by understanding them, by observing them, by taking their opinions, we are making so many decisions. That's why reference groups are going to be more influential groups. So generally, under reference groups, primary groups, secondary groups, categorization would be there. Primary means very near to you, like family, teachers. Secondary groups means very distant as far as the influencing factors are concerned. Colleagues would be there, associates would be there. Understand? So, reference groups can be classified into many types based on the degree of involvement. Like what are those primary groups are there, and as well as the secondary groups are there. So, after understanding the influential factors of the consumer behavior, like internal factors and as well as external factors, and external factors, what you learned, cultural factors, social class, reference groups, understand? And now we are going to understand what are the various stages of consumer adoption process. When a product came into the market, how the consumer is going to make a decision to purchase that product. So we are going to understand. So those are going to be what we call in 5 stages. One is called the awareness. So in the awareness stage, the customer will have the information about the product, but lack of information. And you know very well now the summer season is on cards. We have so many side effects, understand? Much more perspiration would be there. And we want to have a cosmetics, soaps, powders, talcum powders, which actually gives us relief from all these summer problems. Okay? So what you call such a kind of information awareness? When the customer is in the interest level, second level, the customer is going to have the information about the talcum powder. What are the talcum powders are available? Which one is having more sales, understand? Which is the brand, product name, all these things, and where actually it is going to available. What do you call this? Information. That is called the second stage of the consumer. So consumer seeks information about the new product. The third one is evaluation. Under evaluation process, the consumer is going to compare the product with other products. Understand? And he is going to have the sense whether this new product is going to be worthy of it or not. What do you call that? Evaluation process. And tries on small scale to estimate value. If possible, under the fourth stage, that is trial stage, the consumer is going to purchase the product on the small scale, a minimum level quantity. Understand? And he or she is going to use that product and to estimate the really the product is worth of whatever is showing in the advertisement. Okay? And finally the adoption process. So after above all four stages, so in the fifth stage, the consumer will have what you call the complete information evaluation of the product, and as well as you will be generated interest. And the final stage is going to be the adoption of the process. So under adoption, finally the consumer is going to purchase that product for full and regular use. Understand? So these are all called various stages of the consumer adoption process. Understand? So today what we discussed, what is consumer behavior, what are the factors which influences the decision making process of the consumer, internal factors and external factors, 7 O's framework, and as well as the stages of consumer adoption process. Okay? So students, I am stopping now, and in the next class we continue. Thank you so much.